Hi guys, welcome back to another Freedom vlog. I am here with our project manager, Steve Maloney. You guys probably have heard us talk about him in other episodes, so we are finally formally introducing him. This is episode 48, maybe a little shorter than some other ones that we're doing, so we're just going to go ahead and get started on who is Steve Maloney.
Oh, I'm the guy that doesn't have time to do vlogs. That's for sure. But yeah, currently my best traits are I'm a husband to my wife Francesca and a father to two children, Donovan and Nina. But here I'm known as the project manager, and I pretty much make sure all of our volume of rehab projects get completed.
Absolutely. High volume right now.
High volume, that's right.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Well, you answered both of my questions, two of them, and one on who is Steve and what do you do. So my next question then is, when did you start and how did you get started with Bulldog Renovations and Freedom Real Estate Group? Sure.
So a while ago, I was doing home inspections, a licensed home inspector, and one of my family members actually had a relationship with Flip and Danny.
Okay.
And so 3.5 years ago or so, they told me, hey, I really have some cool people that you should get into business with. I think that you could help them. They could help you. And nothing came of that. Probably for a year and a half, 2 years went by. But about a year and a half ago, I met with Danny, and I actually was doing the back end inspections for Bulldog. So at that time, I just came on and I was doing quality control, making sure that the product was as good as it should be. And from there, I was kind of doing some punch-out work for them as well to try to make it more efficient. So that parlayed into a conversation with Danny and the project manager at the time that, hey, this might be a great position for me. So they seen some things that they thought I could help with.
Okay.
So, and the rest, as they say, is history. So we're doing some big things now. Tons of volume, as you know, and a quality product. So
yeah, absolutely. I know you just celebrated your 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Seems a lot longer than that.
It does.
For good reasonings, of course. But I never knew the backstory. I didn't know that you were doing punch-out work and things prior to that. So it's interesting. I didn't know that.
It is. So I taught for 9 years.
Okay.
And as a side hustle, I was always contracting. So I've done everything that you can do rehab-wise with properties. So it was really a nice parlay transition into this position for me. So glad I'm here now.
So for the upcoming podcast, I can expect some good stories for Rehab Nightmares then.
Correct.
Oh, good. I have a couple of my own that I wrote down, so
okay,
that'll be a fun one. Okay. Now, have you always wanted to be in this industry?
Yes, absolutely. My wife and I talk about that all the time when we're talking about where we are now versus, years ago. And that conversation has always been, this has been my dream, is to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's been the dream to do it for myself, but I enjoy doing it for Flip and Danny and Freedom and Bulldog. So this has been excellent. But yeah, so with that being said, no place I'd rather be right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with you. Cole, my significant other, and we have been talking for quite a few years now. We're now in a position where we can actually start planning more thoroughly than before. And so it's something that we've kind of always wanted to do. I grew up in the industry, and I've seen the great turnouts and everything. And as I said, Rehab Nightmares also.
Right.
So I'm kind of on the same page with you there.
Yeah, and I'll step back and I'll go to this kind of position. I played team sports my whole life, so I've always been in leadership positions on those teams. And this is such an easy transition for me to have camaraderie with my contractors. And I know you come from a contractor background from your family, so it's very team oriented. We are only as strong as our weakest link. That's an old saying of team sports, and the same thing with us and contractors. So big shout out to all my contractors if you're watching. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Working hard too.
That's right.
Very appreciative. Okay. What do you like to do in your free time?
Mostly just hang with the family. That's why I wanted to start it off how I want to finish it. My most important things are my family. So my wife and 2 kids. My son's into basketball. My daughter's into everything. She doesn't stop talking. She's kind of like you, talks a lot, but at an 8-year-old level. But yeah, no, other than that, my wife, Francesca, I know you've met her. She's Italian. So we like to do a lot of those cultural things. So
nice.
We still partake in the family making homemade sauce and homemade vino. So a lot of those kind of traditions and cultural idiosyncrasies we're trying to keep aboard. So yeah, so that's what I do.
I'm trying to pick up on some more homemade recipes. So
okay, there you go. Yeah.
May hit up Francesca.
Hit her up. Yeah, absolutely. Don't hit me up. I just eat.
Yeah, that's kind of how cool it is.
That's right.
All right, and some fun question I always ask is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably read people's minds.
That's what I said.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Nice.
You could do so much with that.
So much. And you know why I say that? And that's probably the same reason you did. Is because then you could already be helping people that need it, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. Let me figure out a way to help you.
Exactly.
We want to be solution finders. That's what I want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think reading people's minds so I can help them out. That's
especially because a lot of people are afraid to speak their mind.
It's true.
Like they want to say it, but they don't. So if you could be like, well, I'm kind of getting the vibe. You're feeling this.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Same.
I didn't think of that because I don't have a problem speaking mine. So, but I like how you went with that. I went to helping people. So you put that together as perfect. Right.
Well, I used to be one of those people who was afraid to speak my mind. Okay. So I'm getting a little better at it.
Yeah, much better. She's much better.
All right. Well, that is all that I have. Do you have any final words you want to add?
No. Look us up. All
right, perfect. If you guys have any questions for Steve or anything about Bulldog Renovations, any suggestions for us, please contact us at podcasts@freedomrealestategroup.com or put it in the comments below, and we will be sure to check those out. We will be having an upcoming podcast on REIal Talk, which is REIal Talk, and that's going to be on Rehab Nightmares. I'm very excited for that one. And we always like to end this with, invest smart.
Live happy.
Bye, guys.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific personal or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.